How you doing? What's up? It's your boy Supreme Car Guy, and I am bringing you a video about this suspension. You see one-piece coilovers. That's what's in the vid. That's what's in the picture, and we're gonna get into the suspension video because me and my friend we have conversations about this, and he sees it in shops where a lot of guys are going in and they're buying inferior suspension and putting it on cars that already come with superior suspension. Those cars being BMW M3, F80s, E92, whatever, uh, Civic Type R's, AMG cars, you name it. Okay, just because they doing this just to get a lowered look, not realizing that if you're not going top notch suspension on these cars, I mean very high end, you're compromising a lot more than you're gaining. So we're going to get into that. And we're going to compare two good brands, Skunk 2 and KW. No shot at Skunk 2. I love Skunk 2. I'm going to always use Skunk 2 parts as long as I'm building Hondas. I've been using them since the early 2000s. Shout out to them. No shot at them, but we're just comparing a much higher end in the suspension game versus a good quality brand, a decent quality brand like Skunk 2. We're going to compare like prices and material things of that nature because that's important to understand. Okay, now I have it on my phone, my research I put together because I was just relaxing. I was not at the computer, so please bear with me a little bit. Now we're going to start with KW high end. Uses high quality materials, stainless steel body, CNC machine components, advanced coatings for corrosion resistance, and that's important if you live in a cold climate that snows and they put salt on the ground and all that crazy stuff, and you have to drive your car out and you don't have a beater. Rust. Okay, you don't want your suspension that your $1,000 suspension rusting out on you, or more than that, 4,000. Well, when you're dealing with KW, you're dealing with $3,000, $4,000. You do not want that stuff rusting out. If you have, well, you should have a beater in the first place. Don't be building no car and not have no beater. I see this time and time again, even though this is a different topic for a different video, but if you're building a car, have something else to get around in daily, okay? Or if you're even, putting parts on a car, even if you got a decent G80, have something else to get around in daily. You don't want to, you don't want to have this stuff rusting out, okay? Premium dampers, okay, with precise valving, often feature monotube designs, better heat dissipation, more consistent performance. Okay, TUV certified, rigorous German engineering standards for safety and durability. This is your KW. Now, Skunk 2 is funny. They say budget friendly. Don't get it messed up. Skunk 2 makes high quality parts, and they don't make cheap stuff. So let's just call it what it is. I love them. I'm always going to use them on Hondas. Okay, Skunk 2, budget friendly. That's what they say. Typically uses lower grade materials, painted steel bodies, simpler seals, which may corrode faster. Okay. Twin tube dampers, cheaper to produce, but less responsive under heavy use. May lack advanced coatings or corrosion protection. Maybe, if you go higher in price, you might get that protection. Dampen technologies and adjustability. Okay. This is with KW. Independent compression rebound adjustment or higher end models like KW Variant 3, linear or digressive valving for better handling and comfort, progressive spring rate, smoother ride while maintaining performance, custom valve options available for track use, KW Club Sport. Okay, there we go. Now with Skunk 2, the budget friendly one they're saying, which is Skunk 2's not cheap. Don't get it messed up, bro. I love them, but they're not cheap. Skunk 2 usually only rebound adjustment if at all. Simpler valving may be over damped or under damped for certain setups. Fixed damping curves, less fine tuning capability. That's your Skunk 2. Now we're going to go to ride and performance with KW. Engineered for balanced performance, comfortable on the street, capable on the track. smoother over bumps due to better damping control, more consistent performance under hard driving. KW. Now let's go with Skunk 2. Often stiffer and harsher. Yes, that's true. It is harsh when you hit them bumps. Prioritizes lowering over ride quality. Remember, I said that. You can compromise your ride quality just to have some cheap lowering springs or whatever in your car. Damping may feel bouncy or underdamped on rough roads, more suited for street show use than serious track and autocross. That's for Skunk 2. Now, intended use and longevity, KW. Designed for enthusiast track days and high-end performance driving. Longer lifespan, better seals, higher quality internals, often rebuildable, extended service life. That's your Skunk. That's your KW. Let's go with Skunk 2. Best for budget build, street use, or aesthetic lowering. Shorter lifespan, seals or dampers wear out faster under hard use. Generally not rebuildable, disposable when worn. Price and value, KW. $1,500 to $4,000 plus dollars depending on model. Justified by engineering, durability, and performance. Skunk 2, $700 to $1,500. Much more affordable. It's still expensive, but much more affordable. Good for budget builds, but may need upgrading later. Which one should you choose? Okay, KW or similar high-end brands like Ohlins, Bilstein, Penske if you want track performance, daily driver comfort, long-term durability, and advanced adjustability. Skunk 2 or similar brands like BC Racing, Team Flex, Z Raceland. If you just want to lower the car, have a tight budget, don't need extreme performance. If you're serious about performance and can afford it, KW is far superior choice. But if you want a drop and don't push your car hard, Skunk 2 can be be a decent budget option for a middle ground. Consider mid-range coilovers, BC Racing, B Series, Fortune Auto 500, HKS Hyper Max. Now, let's touch on some of those things. When they talk about ride quality, let's get into that. When you lower your car, it's going to be a rough ass ride. Let's just call it what it is, okay? Especially when you got cheap suspension, cheap suspension. You're going to have really good shocks, really good struts, and some good springs. You're going to have that, okay? You got guys out here putting lowering springs and coilovers on cars with bad shocks, and you see them bounce down the damn road like you know it's not cool and it's dangerous under high speed. You bouncing like that, you hit a bump, and you want to spin around and be on the other side of the highway facing the other way, and goodbye. You know, so these things are important. Okay, when you have these M3s, these Civic Tech Cars and all this, let's get into that real quick. You want to scale way up. Okay, you can put some decent springs on a factory shocks or whatever that it comes with if the shocks are still good. Okay, do not. I repeat, do not put some springs and coilovers on some bad shocks. Definitely. Two, if you're going to take your suspension, whole strut and everything off of your Civic Type R, BMW M3, you name it, you better put some damn good shit back in there. Because it's more than just lowering the car at that point. You're going to take some real good suspension out of the car and put some shit up in there, and you're going to your car going to handle like shit, your ride going to feel like shit, and then you're going to be mad at the world. You're going to be mad at the mechanic. You're going to be mad at everybody else, but you're not going to be mad at you for making a dumb decision like that because you putting low quality parts in a car that comes with high quality parts. You're replacing it with low quality shit. So if you're not going to do it right, just do not do it. Period. Especially if you have these higher end cars. It's not just about riding around with the front of your damn car look like it's touching the ground. Yeah, it looks cool, but try to take a turn in your car like because your wheel is rubbing and all this stuff, and you bouncing up and down. You do a pull on the highway. You hit a bump. You start bouncing, and you end up in a damn ditch somewhere. Lucky you not upside down. You know, it looks cool until you in one of them situations. Okay, so do your research. Put quality parts on your car. Put quality suspension on your car. If you could afford, preferably, to go with one piece, go with some good one piece. You know, you don't have to scale up to KW if you have a 2007 Civic Si or anything like that. You don't have to, but you want to put something decent on there. Skunk 2 is a decent brand. No shot to them. I use them. Okay, on my Hondas, I'm gonna always use them on my Hondas. You know, but I'm talking when you really gonna go high end, you're gonna have to spend that money. I'm sorry to say, there's no other nice way to say this. Because it at the end of the day, it's not just about how sweet your ride look with the bumper touching the ground. It's about safety, you know. So we're gonna end on that note. But again, like, subscribe, like the video, and this is your boy Supreme Car Guy, and I'm gonna be hitting you with another one. I might make a part 2 to this video, but peace.